Hey, Drum Magazine, Russ Miller here. We're at NAMM 2019. And I am going to talk to you guys just for a minute or two about the Mapex Design Lab. This is the reason I came over to Mapex in 2012. We started discussing a flagship line for Mapex, and you're finally seeing it come to fruition. It's really an amazing opportunity to have a company come and say, look, we want to push the envelope of design of the instrument and the operation of the instrument, because a lot of companies, to be honest, they just say, hey, we want to make a $500 drum set or whatever. The thing that really excites me about this stuff is some of the innovations that we did from a sonic place that changes or gives us a better experience as a player. That's the part that really is cool from here. A couple of the standouts are certainly the mats mount. And to me, this is probably the biggest innovation in drum mounting, maybe since the rim system in the early 80s. When you tune a drum and you hold it up in the air and you hit it, it sounds great. You put it on the mount, it sounds choked up. That's because of the loss of vibration through the hardware when the shell starts to bear its own weight. Okay, so what we wanted to do was release the weight of the drum off of the shell. So what we did is create a mount that's literally like hanging there, like a drum, like you would hit it up in the air, right? And then if you'll notice, this entire mechanism is not touching the stand. It's all separated from the stand. It's only pivoting right here on this little leverage. And what you do with this is just move it up and down for the size of the drum. So if it's an 18-inch drum, you put it at the bottom. If it's an 8-inch drum, for instance, you put it all the way at the top. So this just helps you with the leverage for the size. But the whole thing is moving, and it's floating in a magnetic field. There's two magnets right here, like super train style magnets. So if I look at the drum here, you'll see that the entire drum is just floating in this magnetic field. Now, what we wanted to do was not have a situation where you needed to muffle drums, because when you put a gel or a tape or a ring, you change the feel of the drum, the sustain of the drum, the attack of the drum. We want to have a wide open drum, but we want to be able to control the sound of it. So once we got the thing floating with the magnets, we discovered that you can use the magnetic force here and adjust this little wheel and put more or less of the weight of the drum back into the hardware. Then it will shorten the sound. So you can adjust the sound of the drum by using the mount rather than any kind of muffling or gels or anything like that. The other thing that's really cool about this mount, if you look at both of these, it's a two-stage mounting system. We have it in here. It won't come out, but it will turn 360 to tune the bottom head, right? But it won't come out of the stand. And then you go to the second stage and tighten it in, and it locks in, you know, wherever you want to put the playing position. So this was a collaboration between Randall May and the Design Lab, and that's called the MAT system. There's a bunch of other things going on, so much we probably can't even talk about all of it. One of my other favorites is the aux drum. That's a 3-in-1 instrument. You can see here, it comes with the brackets to mount it like a gong bass drum. It also comes with the floor tom legs to make it a floor tom, like an 18-inch gong floor tom. And it also comes with the spurs, and it's got a bass drum hoop on one side where you can turn it into a small portable bass drum or an auxiliary bass drum. So with this kit, you can make like 5 different configurations. You can have a 10, 14, 18, like little coffee house type kit, and still have 12, 16, 22 at home. There's a cherry bomb kit as well. And if we go over here to the cherry bomb kit, I'll show you one of the other really cool things that I dig, which is the SAS attenuating floor tom legs. Now, one of the things about floor tom legs is that the straighter it is to the ground, the more it dries up the drum sound, right? So if you remember like old, let's say old round badge kits or whatever, they would have 3 straight legs and the floor tom would be kind of choked up. You want to have a 90-degree angle on the legs here to get the most sound possible. So we put a static 90-degree, but we also did a fully adjustable leg where you can adjust the angle of the leg and change the sustain of the drum in real time without any muffling on it. So the straighter it is, the shorter the sound, the drier it is. And the more angles, the bigger the sound and more open it is. So that's the SAS leg. There's also a bunch of other stuff that we did with the lugs. We got locking tube lugs, and you can select different hoops. And so there's a lot of innovations in the product. a lot to do with the playability and the experience from an artist side, which is what I do. I'm just an artist consultant, that's all I do, but I'm the lead guy for the design team. So it's all about, for me, trying to get the thing to play better. And Mapex is such an awesome company. They've really stood behind that and put the time and effort and money into pushing the instrument to a new place.